You know, I'm really excited for this episode and the next two because honestly, we really don't know that much about what's going to happen next. Like, in terms of the trailer, there's only like a couple clips left from it that we haven't seen before, so that's really exciting that like we really don't know what to expect going forward. Based on Dana's promo art and some of the other promo art from the crew, it seems like Hooty's going to be helping out Luz, King, and Eda with some of their problems and also writing to Lilith. So I'm wondering if it's going to kind of be like Hooty's going to be writing letters to Lilith and gonna like kind of catch us up, kind of almost like a Letters to Lars from Steven Universe kind of situation where it's like we're gonna see what Hooty did with Luz, King, and Eda to help them with their problems, and that's what he's gonna be writing the letters about. With Luz, it's gonna be the Echo Mouse because she still can't get any info from, you know, that thing. King, it's gonna be with his dad, and then Eda, it's probably gonna be her curse and also just dealing with the repercussions of what happened to Rain. Last episode, we have that shot of like the owl beast that we still haven't seen yet. I think that's gonna be in this episode in some way, especially because of that spoilery preview image that got released early. So that will probably show up in some way. Maybe the shot with Luz and Amity holding hands will show up if Amity ends up showing up in this episode, if she's the one that ends up helping Luz with the Echo Mouse because she's the only one that's made it work. But we know for sure we'll be seeing her next episode. So yeah, those are kind of my predictions heading into this at the very least. But anyway, just yeah, super excited that, you know, we're kind of very blinded in this unknown territory about what's to come. So yeah, let's get into it. Knock knock knocking on Hooty's door.
Dearest Lulu, I
Yep,
hope this letter
already.
finds you
Just
well,
oh my
and
god.
that you're enjoying
Just
your
to
time with
punch
your
the
parents.
typewriter.
I'm
Oh hey, we have a mailbox.
Hootsifer.
Oh
Your letter
yay! And we
concerns
actually know how to spell
me. You
Hootsifer now.
write of- But Hooty, you are the Owl House.
You
You
are.
take care of everyone inside you.
You
If that isn't
do.
a worthy purpose, then what is?
Oh no,
Shaped like
Eda,
the
what's
wind.
going on with you? Oh no.
I'm freaking out, Hooty.
This is how I
Alice
feel
planning
sometimes.
Something can to get strong. No rest.
Oh, look at how
But every
motivated
time you
Eda
overwork
is.
yourself, you turn into the owl beast.
That is
I
true.
said no rest.
I feel that way when I make these videos.
And if he's not happy, I'll never make my way into Amity's heart. I mean, make a portal back home.
Oh my god.
We have to go.
Luz. Oh, this is so cute. She's still thinking about the kiss thing.
Plans.
Oh no. Is Hooty gonna try and like set them up on a date or something like that? She's gonna like invite Amity over to the Owl House to like get the date and help with the Echo Mouse, like two birds with one stone kind of a thing. Man. This episode and the next two are gonna be so good. It's so good. I can't wait. This is gonna be great. Knock knock knocking on Hooty's door. I don't think anyone's gonna die. People are like, Hooty dies at the end of this
So I'll
episode.
start with King.
Oh man, he's researching like who he is.
Nothing in here looks
So you want to
like
be a demon? Demon
Our
history
little bubble
diary
of
of
joy
Teen
was
Demon.
growing unless.
Oh my god. That's oh my. What? Hooty, you can't just go eating your friends. Oh god, no, not the talk. The talk from Hooty is gonna be like the worst thing ever.
You're going through demon puberty.
Oh my god.
What kind of demon you are?
Chinchilla?
Yup. Besides, I'm pretty sure I'm the only other demon
Pocket
here.
monster? Nice
What
Pokemon
choice do you have?
reference and love it.
But all demons can be placed in 3 categories.
Ooh, okay.
Bug, biped, and beast.
Okay.
But we can't rule anything out.
This is like me when I do videos on this show. Like we can't rule anything out. Okay, no, definitely, probably not.
Don't you talk about my mother!
Oh my gosh.
Well, you're just like
Ooh.
witches. So for
Okay,
instance, you're gonna
interesting.
Have a duel with a little friend of mine.
Oh, hello.
Scuff mad if
What,
you
what
can't.
game you playing, Tiny Nose? Oh god. Oh man. Oh hey, they're in the tower. What? We're seeing what's in the tower? Okay. Why haven't we been here before? Oh my
I need a
god.
blood sample.
I graduated from medical school.
Oh, good. I hope you're not in crippling debt from all from all the student loans and stuff.
Away!
Oh god.
Well,
He's not gonna be
blood
happy with
tests
that.
were inconclusive.
Oh,
We don't
that's
really
such a
know
cute
what you
king
want,
cake.
but
I
that's
want to
okay.
make
We
that.
don't need to.
What
I'll look like
Oh
when
god,
I
we
grow up.
probably got a glimpse of that last episode, King. You don't know that, but
Well, I am mad.
probably like the
him for
next
not being here.
episode or two, he might show up.
He left me alone.
Oh,
Things got
It's
a
okay,
little
buddy.
messy with King.
You're
but I love it
trying.
about the Owlbees
this is
coming
me,
out.
like legit, when I make these videos. Oh man, the
Reward
Hooty
for
cookie.
all
Man,
your
we are
hard
getting a
work.
lot of
Love
Hooty
Hooty?
and King baked
Not a bad
goods
idea.
today.
I could use the
People are gonna be
fuel.
making these left and right after this episode. Oh no, are they like sleeping? Cookies or something like that? Yeah. How, does
Sleeping
that
nettles
hurt
don't
you,
just put you to
Hooty?
sleep.
Hooty,
They heighten your
that...
dreams.
Yup! One bite
Uh-oh.
puts you to sleep for hours!
Is she having a nightmare? Yeah, the owl beast is gonna come. Oh boy. Yeah, that's where this shot comes in. Oh man, we're back here. Wait, was that the code or was that just still the same one from before? It's still the same one from before. Oh man, hey! We got a glimpse of the dad. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. You're going to say that the night your dad leaves for the mandible.
Dad?
What?
Hey, pumpkin.
Okay. What's on the mandible? Oh no, does that like set off the curse or something like that? And then she went owl beast? Oh no.
Dell! Lilith, call the
Dell?
healing coven
Okay,
now.
okay.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Oh hey, we got rain again!
rain.
People are gonna be so happy about this!
Fine.
Don't think about the awful
Again.
things that are
It's
probably
not-
happening
don't
to
really
them in the
know.
Empire's Coven right now. We have
So,
happiness right
I've
now.
made-
Actually, no, it's not. This is a bad memory. What am I saying?
I think we should see other people.
They did
I'm sorry,
date!
Eda. It's over.
Oh my god. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm glad Eda's finally like dealing with this now. She's literally had this going on for years. Oh god, what's going on here? Oh god. Who is this? Oh, this is where this comes in? I thought this was gonna be like a Cliff Lake. Okay. Is it the curse scroll that Lilith used? Is this how this ended up at the night market? There's so much symbolism in this episode with Eda and her curse. Aw.
It's like sandpaper.
It's like when a cat licks you with their scratchy tongue. It's good to see that Eda's coming to terms with it and
I've never had a dream this pretty.
accepting this. Oh, Eda. She can start moving on. Is she gonna be able to control her owl beast for me? Oh my god! What a great character design! That looks awesome!
Oh, girl.
That looks so cool! Yeah, it is! Hell yeah, it is! Who designed that? My goodness, they deserve a raise.
Maybe you can tell me how to ask out a cotton candy-haired goddess?
Oh, baby. She's so cute. Oh no, Hooty. I don't think Hooty's the best for dating advice.
Everyone back home said I was cheesy. Can't let Amity think the same.
Oh, she doesn't. She's so head over heels for you, Luz.
When you're in the ground?
Oh, that's a bit morbid.
Yes, I mean the basement.
Oh, okay.
Hooty, we have a basement?
We do have a basement.
Oh
Oh my god, wait, is she gonna be in the owl palette? Oh my god, Hooty, why would you do this? She's gonna hate you.
Well, this is our basement. I
Oh.
am so sorry about this.
Like, you
Hooty's been
kidnapped
acting weird all
her?
day. What happened at
Oh no.
the place? The whole
No,
thing,
no,
maybe?
no. Oh no, she's gonna misunderstand.
Oh.
Oh god, no, not with the pillows and everything like that. Oh god. Don't worry about that, Amity. Just lose burning up pillows. All good. You know, in the press release, this was like some like complex basement or something like that, but now it's just like Hooty trying to set up the two. And honestly, I kind of like this better than the weird horror basement that was in the press release. This isn't awkward at all. Oh boy. Oh, is she finally gonna realize it? Oh no, there's just the miscommunication thing. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
Hooty's stupid idea. Yeah.
Oh no.
This was stupid. I
Oh
mean,
no,
us
it's not stupid
dating?
like that.
That's stupid,
No.
right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hooty, it's okay. You had the best of intentions, but maybe. Oh yes, this cool half-beast owl. Yes.
Don't worry. I think
Oh
it's
my
a
god,
good thing. But
that
where's Luz?
design
What's
is
going
so
on? I
awesome.
don't know, but
Oh, is this the moment they're gonna realize?
Did we help me?
I mean, you did help Eda, for sure.
And I can explode things
That
with
is
my
true.
voice
King has a new
powers.
power. Ask her out. Ask her out.
Oh, whoa. Do you wanna?
Yes.
do
Oh.
it like this.
I mean, it's not the most ideal circumstance, but
Able to help.
Amity's too cool for this. I'm not as cool as you think.
I mean, you are just a dork. Do it. You can do it.
Do you want to go out with me?
Oh my god.
Oh, I was so ready.
Oh, this
sorry,
is
you
so
can
cute. This is so awkward. I love it. This is perfect.
Yes.
Oh man. And now they're like, oh, we don't know what to do now. Oh, this is where it comes in. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, it's in a heart. Yeah, you're gonna have to use that sparingly. Yeah. It is. Oh my god. Oh god, I'm about to do like a freeze frame of that to see what it is. Oh, they are adorable. This is so sweet and cute.
I beg your pardon.
Oh my god, is this showing up the next episode? Is it just a messenger? Is it not actually his dad? Oh god, no.
Whoopsie! Hope that was junk mail!
Oh, Hooty. You made so much progress and then it just all went away just like that. Oh, that was such a great episode. I didn't know what to expect going in, but oh my god, that was so wonderful and amazing. Oh my god, so sweet. Just all the characters finally, dealing with, their issues and facing them. I mean, Eda especially, like, holy shit, that was incredible. Especially with like the harpy eagle design form thing. So good. Oh man. And then King like has his power, and then Luz and Amity are actually going out now. Oh, that was such a great episode. I didn't know what to expect. That like exceeded all my expectations. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. Yay. As much as I love predicting what's going to happen next in the show, it's so nice not knowing what to expect. I think with episodes 1 through 7, we could kinda hit the general story beats for each one with the trailer, but Knock Knockin on Hooty's door was kind of our first step into the unknown. And man, did that pay off, because this episode exceeded my expectations in every way. Honestly, it may be my favorite episode in the season so far. While there was plot throughout, this episode focused so much more on character development, and I think was such a good example of how you don't always need major plot progression to have a standout episode. The plot doesn't mean much if your characters are bland, and boy did our characters go through a lot this episode. But before we get into any of that, let's go over our secret messages. From last season, our episode title message was "A witch loses a true way." Since the official Disney press site has released the remaining episode titles for the first half of the season, we have Seek the Key. The key is very important this season in getting Luz home, and we now have Philip's journal entries to go along with that. Now Luz already has the key, so there is likely something else she'll need to get back, and I'm guessing it has something to do with the portal. But until we get the second half of the season, that is what we have for our Season 2 episode title message. But we also have our symbol message. From last season, we have 2 witches torn apart, now alone, 2 hearts of stone, a curse of feathers and mud, a betrayal of blood. Now since hunting Palisman, the blood thing is a bit more interesting considering Belos' state. Whether this really is referring to Belos, we'll have to wait and see what the remainder of the Season 2 message is. The first season seemed to fit really well with Eda, Lilith, and the curse, but there is the possibility that it expands to Season 2. But so far we have Seething Seas and Puppet Strings, He Know, and the code is found when falling into the basement. When decoded, it says longer, although the wrong symbols are used and ironically enough make the code longer than it needs to be. So we now have Seething Seas and Puppet Strings, He No Longer. The question is still, who is the puppet? Is it Hunter being used by Belos? Is it Belos being used by the Titan? Is it about Philip? Is it about King? Still a lot of questions, but hopefully the next 2 episodes can give us a bit more to go off of. But with our codes and messages out of the way, let's get into the relevant plot, lore, and world building for this episode. Thankfully, this episode was segmented pretty nicely, so it'll be pretty easy for me to go through all of this. We start this episode with the premise of Hooty and Lilith making good on their promise to be pen pals. And Hooty even found a workaround for not being able to hold a pen using the typewriter instead. And can I just say how I love how wholesome Lilith and Hooty's friendship is, with the two genuinely caring about each other, and Lilith actually being the one who motivates Hooty to help the others out and take care of them. King is still struggling with waiting for his father to get in contact with him and trying to figure out what kind of demon he is. Eda is left with Rain's info of Bellows planning something for the Day of Unity and feeling powerless, and Luz is still trying to get the Echo Mouse to give information and also contemplating how to ask Amity out. We first start with King, who is reading up on demons trying to figure out which kind he is. And Hooty thinks he can help with this, literally pelleting King and bringing him to the tower behind the Owl House. This is our first time seeing what's inside, and for the most part it looks like it's used for storage. Maybe we'll come back here again, but I just really want to know if there's any significance with the tower looking to have a hole for the glass eye window. But Hooty gives King the Demon Puberty 101.5 lesson. Don't know what happened to just the 101, but okay. Also, I gotta give a shout out to this chart here, especially with the Pokemon reference. But Hooty says the demon ancestors arose from the muck of the Titan and that there are 3 categories: bug, biped, and beast, although there is a hybrid folder seen as well. Several background characters are found in each category, like Tibbles, Tiny Nose, and some of the Hexide students being bipeds, or the Slither Beast and Echo Mouse being beast demons. Hooty is also technically a bug demon, so I guess Lilith was right with the whole birdworm thing from Separate Tides. But bug demons have a little bit of magic and communicate through dance, and King is definitely not gifted in this area, so bug is out. Now biped demons are obviously bipedal, but can do magic like witches since they have a bile sac. That makes sense considering Tibbles has been shown to do magic before. Tiny Nose is also able to do magic. And also there is a version of the Nintendo Switch on the Isles. Since King can't seem to do magic, biped looks like it's out. And the only way to test for beast is a blood sample. Also, Tiny Nose went to med school. Supposedly. And if you look to the left, there are 2 names of crew members on the books: prop designer Aleph Romanios and character designer Marina Gardner. Now, Hooty doesn't get any concrete evidence on what King is, so he gives him the well-intentioned "you're you and we love you" message. Obviously not what King was hoping for, since he wanted more facts than sentimentalism. But this frustration does lead to King discovering he has some sort of power, being able to send out sonic waves with his voice. At least in this episode, it happened in moments of anger or desperation and wanting to protect. But like we see towards the end, King will likely learn how to control this more as the show continues. Maybe he has even more powers beyond just this. We know King heard a roar before he hatched, so maybe this power is connected to that, since it seems to come from King's voice. But with helping King not going how Hooty wanted, he moves on to Eda, who hasn't been resting since she has been trying to get stronger to protect Luz, King, and Hooty. So Hooty, who can apparently bake, gives Eda Sleeping Nettles cookies, these Sleeping Nettles being last seen in Hunting Palisman. Not only do they put you to sleep, but they also heighten your dreams. This causes Eda to have vivid nightmares of past events, all of which she blames the Owl Beast and the curse for. But she takes this as an opportunity to face these past experiences. We also learn that Eda ran away from home. This was hinted at in Keeping Up Appearances. This may have not been the exact moment that she ran away from her home forever, but this seems to be when the habit of Eda avoiding people may have started. The first being when she attacked her dad, Dell, before he left for the Mandible. Couple things. First, we get to see Eda and Lilith's dad for the first time. Second, for whatever reason, he was heading for the Mandible of the Titan, which has me wondering what was there for witches to make that journey. Third, Eda attacking Dell is probably why Eda had this look when Lilith mentioned reconnecting with their dad. She probably harbors a lot of guilt for this and hasn't seen her dad often since then, as evident by her being surprised at the mention of her dad in the dream and saying she missed him. Our next memory is of Rain, and I just think it's funny everyone went from Eda and Rain definitely dated prior to Eda's Requiem to, oh, I guess they're just mutual crushes, to, oh my god, they actually dated. But it seems Eda never came completely clean about the curse. Rain mentions that Eda keeps lying, and when she starts transforming, asks if it is the curse. So Eda probably mentioned it vaguely but never the full details, and that was a contributing factor in the breakup. But man, I do hope these two end up together by the end of the show, cause clearly from the last episode there are still feelings there. Our next memory is of the cloaked figure. And I thought this would be in Eclipse Lake, but nah, we're getting it right here. And with how the show loves to tease characters like Alador and Odalia, for example, maybe we'll see this individual again later on. And based on the credits, it appears this individual is called the Collector. But this brings us to the beach, where it seems like this was how the scroll was discovered and ended up at the night market. But this scene also shows how Eda and the Owl Beast are tethered together in all of this. And this is where Eda truly accepts her curse and the Owl Beast. She used the elixirs to keep the curse away and to fight the Owl Beast, but here she actually uses it to make a truce. For the moment at least. And once that truce and understanding is reached is when Eda has the prettiest dream she's ever had. And upon waking up, she discovers that she has a new form of a harpy owl. And my god, is this design absolutely perfect in every way. And I'm just gonna say it, harpy Eda is hot, like come on now. Not that regular Eda isn't, but this new form is just perfection, like seriously, how could Hooty think he made this worse? But this brings us to Luz, who can't get any additional information from the Echo Mouse, so she moves on to her next issue, trying to ask Amity out, who Luz refers to as a cotton candy-haired goddess. And since Luz thinks so highly of her, she thinks that she has to do it in an extravagant way, specifically not in any sort of cheesy way, because that's what people said back at home. And does that mean that Luz got rejected before on Earth? Because I don't want that sad knowledge. Luckily, that won't last long though, because Hooty decides to help Luz by kidnapping Amity. Literally, he just straight up kidnapped a child. And yes, the Owl House has a basement. In a press release originally from MSN, it mentioned a basement, although it had a different description. Here it looks pretty normal though, until you get to the Tunnel of Love, you know, what every basement has. But can I just point out the little motif here from Escaping Expulsion and here?
I see. Looks like our precious Mittens has been getting distracted.
Where are we? I think Hooty brought me here? Well, this is our basement. I am so sorry about this. Hooty's been acting weird all day.
I just love recurring motifs in shows. Now I know we got the San Diego Comic-Con table read for how the kiss thing was gonna go, and we more or less got that here. With Amity wanting Luz to forget the whole thing, which makes sense since Amity didn't even stick around to talk to Luz. So she doesn't even know if Luz felt the same way. And Luz wants to ask her out, but thinks Amity may not feel the same way since she wants her to forget about the kiss. Really, this whole situation is just a bunch of misunderstandings. And can I just say the two of them holding on to each other as they fall is an underrated moment? But this brings us to the Tunnel of Love, which goes about as well as you'd expect. But I want to give a lot of credit to Sarah Nicole and May for their voice acting in this scene, as well as the board artists and animators who did so well with the acting. Like, it's so awkward, sweet, and heartbreaking all at the same time. Awkward because it's the cheesy Tunnel of Love, something Luz wanted to avoid, and also it's two 14-year-olds figuring out their feelings for each other. Sweet because both Luz and Amity like each other and want to ask the other out. And Amity specifically seeing the message, blushing, and fixing her hair is extra sweet and cute. And heartbreaking because Amity sees this as Luz not feeling the same way when she destroys the Tunnel of Love. But for Luz, it's because she is worried she's gonna get made fun of again like back at home. And it kinda looks like neither will take that leap to actually trying to ask the other out considering how things went. It's definitely a very layered scene in terms of what the characters are feeling. Especially with Amity misunderstanding what Luz meant by a nightmare and that the Tunnel of Love thing was stupid and starting to cry. And not only Luz, but Hooty now realize how poorly the whole Tunnel of Love thing went. And when Hooty gets upset, the Owl House kinda starts falling apart. Thanks to Eda's harpy form and King's new power, they are able to save Luz and Amity. And we also get a very cute moment between the two. But Hooty thinks he's failed everyone. However, Eda and King both reassure him that he did help. So that only leaves Luz. And I love how normal Luz telling Eda that she wants to ask Amity out is. I've brought this up in other videos before, but the fact that the Boiling Isles is free of any homophobia is so refreshing because we can see situations like this be so normalized. Eda then offers the advice for Luz to just go for it and that it doesn't need to be perfect, which is great advice because it's true, things don't need to be perfect, they just need to be genuine. And this leads to Luz, but kind of Amity too, asking to go out. Like with the Tunnel of Love, the voice acting and acting of the characters is so perfect with how awkward and sweet this scene is. Seriously, whoever boarded Amity doing this with her hands needs a raise. And yeah, she's pretty cool, but she's mostly a dork. And just the awkwardness of Luz not being able to get the words out and then Amity blurting them out first is so perfect. But then Luz getting to try again and Amity saying yes, like this is just perfection. Really, with how imperfect this whole situation was is what made this moment so perfect. It definitely wasn't what Luz had in mind going in, but honestly I really wouldn't want it any other way, and I don't think these two would either. And to add on to that, the awkwardness of not knowing what to do afterwards and eventually just holding hands, and even that being kinda weird, just adds to the perfection of this scene. This also means that both of them will still be blushing messes even though they're dating, which is great because those feelings aren't going to go away just because they're official now. And I love the continued theme of hands with Luz and Amity, from Covention with the Everlasting Oath, to Understanding Willow, to Enchanting Gromfright, to now with the knocking on Hooty's door. I'm a sucker for continued themes and imagery, but can I just point out how Hooty, one of the most disliked characters by some viewers, ended up being the one who gave us Luz and Amity going out? But Hooty did actually help everyone out. Things may not be completely solved, but it's progress. King is learning more about who he is and has a new power. Eda is still taking her elixir but has control of her harpy form, and Luz was able to ask Amity out and get some more info on the portal. The entries shown were Philip writing down notes on portals with nothing too important shown in the brief glimpses. However, there is a picture of a spider palisman shown. Maybe Philip got his own staff and palisman, or maybe these are just general notes. Now, as Hooty places the letter in the mailbox, we see our mysterious figure from the last episode appear, who has a letter to King, which Hooty eats. There will probably be some repercussions of that, but I guess we won't worry about that for now. What this makes me wonder if this is really King's dad. Considering he only left a letter and took off, this strikes me as more of a messenger or just someone connected to his dad, unless that was his dad and he just has other priorities and is too busy to stick around. But Hooty eating that letter kind of just destroyed the biggest clue we had about King's dad. Obviously, we'll learn more later, but having that letter dangled in front of us only to be taken away a second later is such a tease. There's a lot going on in the show right now, so I get needing to separate these plot threads out. And with the pacing so far, it seems like that may be happening sooner than we think. But with all of the relevant plot, lore, and world building out of the way, let's get into character development. I'm actually going to start with Hooty for this, because he is basically the catalyst for this whole episode. While this episode did focus on Luz, King, and Eda, Hooty was always in the background and the one moving things along. Like Lilith said in her letter, she finds it a bit concerning and odd that Hooty feels unimportant. But he is the Owl House and takes care of everyone, so he's far more important than he gives himself credit for. And I just find it so sweet that even being the punching bag for others, he wants to help his friends. His plans may not always be the best, but he has nothing but the best of intentions when it comes to helping the trio. Honestly, I feel like this episode may change people's opinions on Hooty. I mean, he gave us powered up King, Harpy Eda, and Luz and Amity being canon, like come on guys. But speaking of our trio, let's move on to them. We'll start first with King. After last episode, King took a big step in putting his message out there and also legally changing his name. And now we're seeing the aftermath of that and the frustration of not getting any word back. We don't know how long it's been since Eda's Requiem, but I can't imagine it's been too long. I'd have to imagine the anticipation of waiting for something, anything, and also the possibility of never getting anything is a lot of stress. So it makes sense why King is so frustrated. But he is still pressing forward and making the best of his situation, even researching demons to figure out his past. So he's a bit discouraged, but still determined as ever. And that's probably why he accepts the help of Hooty. He's got no other leads, so why not get the help of a friend who also happens to be a demon? And the results definitely aren't what King wanted. He wanted something to go off of to find out more about himself. But I do appreciate that King doesn't necessarily dismiss that he should love himself and be happy with who he is. After Echoes of the Past and Eda's Requiem, I think he has taken some big steps in appreciating and loving the family that he has. The problem King has is that he doesn't know anything about himself before he got that family, and subsequently what that information will mean for his future when he grows older. And with the frustrations he already had, it boils up into him discovering his new power. Like I said before, this power, at least in this moment, seemed to be from anger and later on an instinct to protect. But he can later use it freely, so he'll get better with this newfound power as the show goes on. And while King didn't get the answers about his dad, him discovering his new power at least put him a little bit closer to finding out more about himself. I also find it funny and ironic that Hooty helped King in discovering his power and then completely destroyed the one clue that would have led to him getting the truth about his dad in the same episode. Can't wait to see how King reacts to that, but at the very least he seems a bit more at ease with the situation regarding his past. But this brings us to Eda, who is tirelessly working to train and get stronger to prepare for the Day of Unity to protect Luz, King, and Hooty. After being put to sleep, Eda uses this as an opportunity to try and face the Owl Beast by reliving past memories. With the memory of her dad, like I said before, I feel like this attack caused Eda to really keep her distance from others, and specifically why she made this face when she heard mention of her dad. I do hope that we get to see him at some point because I would love to see Eda reconnect with him. After all, we see that Eda is older and wiser now and doesn't blame herself for the attack. Now next we have the scene with Rain. Considering how Eda attacked her dad, it makes sense why she would want to keep the curse thing a secret, but this seems to have led to a lot of lying and only vague mentions of a curse. This and Rain joining the Bard Coven were contributing factors in the breakup, so she feels like she can't be close to anyone whether she hides the curse or not. And the fact that she specifically says she hates the part where Rain thinks they should see other people shows how much she still cares about them, and obviously we saw that last episode. But we see another instance of Eda using what she knows now to try and help her past self, encouraging her to be honest and that it's okay to ask for help. Of course, she can't change the past though, and this is a big theme with Eda this episode. She can't change what has already happened. She can only move forward with what she has learned to make the best of the situation. The scene with the Collector is brief, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see them again at some point later on and that they're trying to capture Eda. Once on the beach, I love the use of the black and white to show how she and the Owl Beast are on opposing sides. She's always used the elixirs to try and keep the curse at bay, but never fully accepted that as part of herself. And I like that this builds off of keeping up appearances. Gwen learned to accept Eda's curse and to love her regardless and not see the curse as a shameful thing. And here, while Eda definitely knew the curse was something that she was going to have to live with long ago, she has finally accepted it with the knowledge and experiences she has had over the years. And with that understanding comes the truce and when the dream shifts from black and white to color, symbolizing the acceptance. Additionally, Eda also gets her new form, which in and of itself is symbolism of the acceptance and truce formed. With Eda, her progress is understanding that she can't change the past, but from her experiences, she can take what she's learned and apply it to the future. It seems like she'll want to find a cure at some point, but for now, she's making the best of the situation and has accepted the curse as part of her. Honestly, Eda and her curse will probably be a future video since there's a lot to talk about. But this brings us to Luz and Amity. They're kinda intertwined this episode. Since Luz isn't getting anywhere with the Echo Mouse, she shifts her focus to asking out Amity. And it's so sweet how she wants to ask her out in a big way since she thinks so highly of her. It's kind of been known since the first episode of the series that Luz was a bit of an outcast and looked down upon, even as Luz said she was called cheesy. So she's probably had her fair share of rejections and doesn't want a repeat of that now. Now, once we get to the basement, Luz sees this as an opportunity that could lead to her asking Amity out. But Amity, still not knowing how Luz feels about her, just wants her to forget the kiss and go back to normal. Luz takes this as maybe Amity changed her mind on how she feels and quickly tries to change the subject. However, Hooty obviously has other plans. And I love the juxtaposition of Luz being horrified at the tunnel of love and worrying that she's gonna get made fun of again, and Amity realizing that Luz may actually feel the same way and being on board with the whole thing. But things kinda go from awkward to bad when Amity misunderstands the situation and believes Luz doesn't feel the same way since she is literally destroying everything in the tunnel of love and calls it a stupid idea. Now, while Luz was worried about being made fun of again like back at home, Amity is in a position of making herself vulnerable and getting rejected. We know from Grom that Amity's biggest fear was rejection, so Luz saying that the tunnel of love thing was stupid is basically Amity reliving that fear and moment from Grom. And it's not until Luz sees Amity crying and saying that the idea of them dating would be stupid that it clicks for Luz and she realizes how her actions came across. Honestly, for Luz, this might be a worse situation than getting made fun of, hurting the girl that she likes. Now, thankfully, there isn't time to dwell on this too long because Hooty is getting upset and this leads to Luz actually getting the chance to ask Amity out. But you know, not before almost being crushed to death and getting a sparkly magical moment. But this look that Luz gives Amity, she's totally head over heels for her. And thanks to Eda taking care of Hooty for a bit, Luz finally gets her chance to ask Amity out. Definitely not the way that she thought or hoped for, but hey, like Eda said, it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, this scene is going to go down in animation history with two girls asking each other out. And I find it perfect that it comes almost exactly a year after Grom, but like I said before, the awkwardness of this scene is just so perfect and real. But the fact that Luz doesn't even know what her future holds, but she knows she wants Amity to be a part of it, shows how much she cares about her. And with Amity, her biggest fear was rejection from Luz, and here she is asking if Luz wants to go out with her. And even though at Grom, Luz's biggest fear was lying to her mom, she faced her fear of being rejected and made fun of. So both of them were able to overcome their fears and get a girlfriend too. But like, we're just about halfway through season 2 plus a third season, and we already have these two as a canon couple. Like, this has never really been done before, with a main character dating a major supporting character and both being female, with plenty of shows still to go. I am always amazed at how far Dana and the crew have pushed the normalization of the LGBTQ rep. Like, the Owl House has paved the way for so many future shows at this point, but I am just so appreciative that I'm able to watch and experience the show as it airs and get to see the development of characters like Luz and Amity. I've said it before, but I'm so happy younger viewers will get to see themselves in the characters they see on TV, because it's something I wish I had growing up. But seriously, I can't wait to see where these two go from here. So with Luz tackling one of her worries, she's on her way to tackling the second, with Amity helping her with the Echo Mouse, so progress is being made. And that's kind of the whole theme for this episode, progress. None of the characters had all of their problems solved, but they took steps in the right direction. And I think that's an important lesson, in that you don't have to solve everything right away. Some problems take more time to solve or overcome, and we're seeing that with our trio. But overall, Knock Knockin on Hooty's Door was a fantastic episode. The fact people thought that this would be a filler episode is really funny, because honestly, I think that this was the best episode in the season so far. We got a lot from each of our main trio. Usually one of them will be a focus for an episode, but I liked that we got to see all of them in one. And not only that, they each achieved something big in their character development. I continually keep saying this, but I don't know how the crew is doing it this season, because each episode has been so amazing. Starting with this episode, I feel like we are really blind for what's ahead, and if Knock Knockin on Hooty's Door was any indication, I think going in blind means that there are only more amazing things in store. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and until next time guys, take care.